In today's video, I'm going to showcase a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with a double car garage in the city of Mississauga that you can purchase and live in it for cheap by using the house hacking strategy. So let's start by taking a quick look at the property here. So you can see it's a semi-detached home that's on a corner lot. Comes with a nice garage. This is the side yard. You have the main entrance on the side here. The living room, beautiful windows because it's on the corner of the street. So they have these gorgeous windows on the side, lots of natural light. What I found very unique about this property is that it has a double car garage, which for a semi-detached home is relatively rare. And especially for those of you who want a double car garage, want to do the house hacking strategy, it's a perfect match in my opinion. It's not often that we see homes like this. And one of the best parts of this home, like even you can see from the kitchen, there's a sliding door to the backyard. So as the owner of the home living in the main floor and the upper floor, you get exclusive access of the backyard. You can probably even keep the garage to yourself and just rent out the basement. So this is probably the master bedroom. Nice, 2 windows, lots of natural light. Yeah, another bedroom here. I think one of the bedrooms actually has a balcony, which is quite unique for most homes. Yeah, you can see here there's a small balcony off the side of the property there. And yeah, like I mentioned, 4 bedrooms on the upper level. So it's not often that you see a 4-bedroom semi-detached home. So for someone that is looking for a 4-bedroom home, if that is one of your criteria, you want a double car garage, this is a rare opportunity that fits those requirements while still having a basement apartment you can rent out at this price point. So it's currently listed for $1 million. It has been on the market, I believe, for just over a month. So, there may be some room to negotiate on this one, as with most properties. Yeah, you can see here the staircase to the basement. You have a simple kitchenette, living room, and I believe there's 1 bedroom and bathroom in the basement. Currently, the living space is just one open space. The one interesting thing, so there isn't a drywall ceiling between the 2 units, but there is a drop ceiling. So for those of you that are more concerned about sound separation, with a drop ceiling, it's easy enough to remove the drop tiles and to put safe and sound soundproofing insulation into the joist cavities between the main floor and the basement without having to do a huge renovation. If you put, like a fire rated drywall, it will help further reduce the sound barrier. But I think if you're going to live in the property, I wouldn't be too worried about that. All right. So let's take a quick look at the listing, and then we're going to go into the numbers. Now, before we do that, if you are checking us out for the first time, my name is Koukun. I'm a real estate investor, and I've been house hacking now for quite a few years. And house hacking meaning living in a property where I rent out either a portion of the home in order to supplement the cost of living there. If you are interested in house hacking, check out our free house hacking profitability guide. It'll be in the comments below, and we're going to use that guide in this video to run the numbers on this property. All right. So let's take a look first at the listings. You can see listed for $9.99. It's been on the market for 33 days here. It is a 5-bedroom. They're calling one of the basement bedrooms the 5th one, but basically a 4-bedroom upper, and there's 4 bathrooms. So 2.5 washrooms in the main floor and upper, and then 1 in the basement. The home was built in 2001, so it's just 21 years old. And when I say just, I do mean that because many other times when you look at freehold properties, especially if you're trying to keep to a reasonable budget, many of these homes are built in the 70s, 60s, 50s even. So it is a very nice benefit to have a property that's less than 25 years old. Otherwise, this property is located in the area between the 407 and the 401. The curious part, I actually used to work around here. I worked in the RBC building that's on Meadowvale, so just south of Credit View. So I used to work in this area, and this neighborhood is incredible. If you've ever been around that area, there's huge homes, just beautiful subdivisions. So it's definitely a great neighborhood to own a home in, I think, at least. So otherwise, let's start by getting into the numbers. So for this property, if we put in just a list price, so assuming you can't get a discount off the list price, a 20% down payment, your initial investment to purchase this property will be $235,000. The mortgage amount at 80%, the current mortgage rate at prime minus a half for a variable mortgage. We're going to assume you can get about $1,500 from that basement apartment. It wasn't the nicest basement, but given this area, I think there is going to be plenty of demand for a basement apartment. So I think $1,500 is reasonable. You can see here, the mortgage payment is not small, just shy of $4,000. And obviously, these higher interest rates and this purchase price is resulting in a significant mortgage payment. Property taxes from the listing, insurance, and utilities is just my estimate I have there. So here's how the numbers break down. In order to live in this property, you will be paying a monthly payment of $3,224 out of pocket every month. So that is a number you need to be okay with. For what you get with this home, though, I don't think it's unreasonable, because if we look at PadMap for rentals in this neighborhood, if you are trying to rent a home with 4 bedrooms, with a garage, with more than 1 washroom, there is not a lot available that is any cheaper. So obviously these are some nicer homes, detached homes, but many of them are renting for $4,000, $4,500. Obviously this is a bigger home, but double car garage and 4 bedrooms. Even down here, $3,795, $3,300. So from a cost perspective, it is actually a little bit cheaper than renting those homes. And the best part is you get a portion of that payment going towards paying down your principal every month, about $1,200. So your true out-of-pocket cost is about $1,986. Now, obviously you're paying $3,000 out of pocket, but you get to keep a part of it, which is the benefit of owning a property. Now, keep in mind, if you did not have that monthly rent, you would be paying close to $5,000 a month, or maybe $4,700-ish. That's a significant difference. $4,700, that becomes a pretty significant out-of-pocket cost to live in a property. So by having this basement apartment, it greatly offsets your cost. And over time, the benefit that you get from owning the property, that mortgage payment added up over 10 years ends up being about $165,000. And if the Mississauga real estate market does well over the next 10 years, which I think it will, you're going to have, if we assume this 5% appreciation compounded over 10 years, you're going to have close to $600,000 in equity built up in addition to that mortgage pay down. So I think if you're putting in $235,000, you get to live in a place that fits your needs, and over time you can build that kind of equity. That is an incredible result. Let's change some things up here. Let's assume that you put a 5% down payment. So being under $1 million, you can buy a home like this with a 5% down payment. The mortgage amount does become a little bit adjusted here. So you can't just subtract the down payment. You then basically have a 99% mortgage, because 4% out of the 5% becomes mortgage insurance, and your amortization becomes 25 years instead of 30 years. So you can see here the mortgage payment goes up, everything else stays the same. So now to live in the property, you're going to pay $4,600 out of pocket. So that's a significantly higher amount out of pocket every month. So again, not for everyone, but if you can afford it, what is curious is that a bigger portion of that payment goes towards principal, because you have a 25-year amortization. Now over $2,000 goes to principal. So if you have the monthly budget to be able to save $2,000 a month, instead of saving it, you're now putting it into your property, and your true out-of-pocket cost is $2,500 compared to, I think it was $2,000 when you have 20% down. So something to consider if you are someone who can afford the 5. Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, the land transfer tax was double based on the Toronto land transfer tax. So Mississauga, you benefit from just paying the Ontario land transfer tax. So your initial investment now is $68,000 versus before it was $220,000. So definitely a lot easier, but you have to keep in mind that after purchasing, you need to be ready to pay that higher monthly payment. But if you are someone who was consistently saving $2,000-$3,000 a month and you felt that you'd rather get started now, live in the home that you like, get the mortgage paid down working for you, this is something to consider. And you can see here that the equity stays the same, the appreciation. The mortgage pay down is higher because you are paying that higher monthly payment. So again, not for everyone, but if this is something that fits your requirements in terms of the initial investment being lower and the monthly payment being higher, then something to consider. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you are interested in a copy of that house hacking profitability calculator, check it out in the comments below. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Until next time, all the best.